Woohoo! Hey guys! Sorry it took a little longer than that. We were having some technical difficulties. And I didn't know what was going on. My camera wouldn't show up. Hold on a second. It's cold down here. And I turned on my heater. And now my heater is really, really loud. So we'll turn that off. Because even though it's gorgeous outside, it's chilly when you get in the basement. So again, hi guys. Hi Sherry. I'm assuming the girls are with you. Hi ladies. I am assuming that you all remember me from last week. My name is Chris Dorman. I am the STEM librarian for the Maine State Library. And we are about to do Science Online. I hope you guys got all your materials together. I have a bunch of stuff I'm surrounded with, and I'm going to tip the camera up so you guys can see my hands. But what we're going to do today is we are going to make DIY self-watering potted plants. And you guys can use this for vegetables to start them out for your garden. Obviously, we can't use this for a tomato plant because, well, have you seen a tomato plant? They're really big, it won't fit. But they're great seed starters, and you can just pour out the dirt and recycle them, which is always a good thing, right? So what we're going to talk about is the reason these work. Now, last week we talked about surface tension and how what happens is those water molecules really like each other. And it takes a lot to pull them apart, right? Well, those water molecules are what is going to make this work. So what we're going to do is something called capillary action. That's a big word. And that basically means that in very microscopic and tiny amounts, water, because water is amazing, will defy gravity. So I'm going to give you an example. Hold on. So I have 2 cups. Okay. Woo! I hope I still have 2 cups. I do. Okay, we got an orange one and a blue one. I'll tip my camera down so you guys can see. Now what's going to happen, and all these are just water that I've tightened down too hard. All these are water and some food coloring because I wanted to make it pretty. Okay, so we have our orange one. We have our blue one. What I'm going to do, we're going to take a piece of paper towel. And this is, again, this isn't what we're making. This is just how the potted plants are going to work. This is to show you guys capillary action. I'm just going to fold up this paper towel. And again, it's just regular paper towel. Now, paper towel is cool. Paper towel is absorbent. That's why we use it, right? When we spill something, it picks things up. That's why we like it. Well, the reason it's absorbent is because paper is made of trees usually. It can be made of bamboo. Paper can be made of other paper. Paper can be made of dryer lint. Yes, maybe we'll do a paper thing. Okay, but what happens is this paper made of fiber, and fiber are all these tiny, tiny little intricate ropes. Okay, they kind of look like this. See all my fibers? Okay, so this yarn is all my fibers, and what happens is water, because again, it's really strong and it likes to hold on to things, that water pulls itself up, it adheres to these fibers and defies gravity and uses all these nooks and crannies, all these spaces between fibers, and I want to make sure they're mixed up. Okay, we're going to put it together. And if I do this right, these 2 colors are going to pull up. Give it a few minutes. You can kind of see the blue going up a little bit. See down here? So what's happening is that surface tension is adhering to all those fiber walls, so all these little nooks and crannies, and that water is defying gravity. It's actually being pulled up through, ooh, look at the orange one, being pulled up through the fibers of the paper towel. This is called a capillary action, which is kind of cool. I like it a lot. We're going to set this aside and give it a few minutes to think about stuff, okay? Now, what we're going to use for our potted plant instead of paper towel, because paper towel, when it gets wet for a long time, it disintegrates, right? That's what paper does. Okay. We're going to use yarn or string, but it's going to be along the same idea. What's going to happen is the water is going to pull itself up the string, and that string is going to be partially embedded in our soil. And that way we'll always have something to water our plant as long as we keep water on the bottom. So if you remembered and you still have the top and the bottom of your cup, that bottle that we used last week, excellent. You can just ignore this cutting stage and maybe do a couple jumping jacks or sing a song. What I want to remind you guys, though, is if you can see, I messed up. See how my top, the cap of my bottle, is touching? I cut it too short. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut another one, but I'm going to make a big one this time. Now, you don't have to have a 2-liter. You can do it with a little one. You can do it with a Gatorade bottle, an ocean spray bottle. I rated all my reusable bottles. So grab an adult or use scissors very carefully. What I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully cut a little bit over center. You want to go a little higher than center, but you want to go towards the cap. And then very carefully, I think it's time to change my blade. Very carefully. Again, if you have a parent, I think I might cheat and go to the scissors now. If you have a parent, make sure they help. And again, just like on last Wednesday, be careful because this plastic is actually really, really sharp. So watch your fingers, okay? It's kind of like the worst paper cut you've ever had. It's not fun. All right. So now you have your 2 pieces. Keep that cap. That cap is very important to this. Now, as you can see, I have hold on to them both, apparently. I have that space between the cap and the bottom, okay? Now comes the fun part. We're going to take that cap. Whoop, and we're not going to lose it. We're going to take our cap, and you're going to take your screwdriver or whatever you happen to have to poke a hole in it. Now, again, if you're going to use scissors or you're going to use a knife or something like that, parent, ask a parent. Now, normally, just kind of put the cap on and I just hit it. If I've been stuck inside, I don't want to just hit it. I want to do something fun. So, do not do this without a parent. So now, I have a hole in my cap. We'll put it over here. Okay. So we have our hole. We're going to take a piece of string. And again, I was going to make a hat. Didn't make the hat. So I'm going to use it for my science experiments. You want, kind of take your hand, maybe double it up. So you're going to talk like 6 to 8 inches. Doesn't have to be a lot. And if it gets too short or too long, that's fine. It's just string. You can find some more. Okay. Take both of your ends. Bloop, bloop. Match them up. And you're going to have a loop on one end, right? See my loop? So you want that loop, I don't know, take a finger. My finger's pretty long. So like 2 inches. Just going to make a knot. Bloop. If there are some little fingers, parents, they may need help with this. Okay, you just kind of pull it tight. See? So now we got kind of a loop. Almost like a little necklace. Some danglies. Okay. So you take that. And you take your loop side. So you have a loop side. You have a dangly side where you have the 2 ends, okay? You're going to take that loop side. I find it's easier to take the loop side and go in. This is why I should have used the screwdriver. My hole is really tiny. Loop. Aha. take that loop and carefully, you're going to thread it into your cap. You can just pull it all the way up to the knot. Or you can struggle really hard. But eventually you'll get it. Just take some time. Sometimes you can tease it in with whatever you have to poke it. A screwdriver or a pencil or a pen. Just enough to get it in so you can grab it with your fingers. There we go. Okay, so you're going to pull it up to the knot. Woo. Okay. And believe it or not, that was the hardest part of this whole build. You just got it done. So you have your danglies. You've pulled it up to the knot. You have your hoop here. Okay, your little loop. Now remember how we were talking at the beginning of this, before we were doing all that stuff about capillary action? Well, let's take a look. Can you guys see? Look how high up that blue is. Look how high up that orange is. Now, if I take out this paper, it's actually, this is wet now. So the water has climbed all the way up and the whole thing is wet. So if I bring it out, check that out. Capillary action. That's because the water molecules use surface tension to adhere. Adhere might be a new word for you guys. Adhere is to stick to. So kind of like when you guys go outside and you get like sticks and burdocks and seeds stuck to you, they adhere to your clothing. So what happens is that water has adhered to all these tiny spaces and pulled itself up to fill all of these spaces. So if it starts here, it might go here, maybe it'll go here, maybe it'll go here, and eventually the whole paper towel is wet. Told you it didn't take long. Pretty cool, huh? Put that aside. All right, you guys ready to actually make your potted plant holder? Okay. So we're gonna take our bottom. Now this is where the water is gonna go, okay? So this is gonna be where you put your water. That's why I just said this is where your water goes. That was a little redundant. So you're gonna take your loop and your dangly side. That loop goes down through the top of the soda bottle. So where the soda actually comes out, that's where you put your loop in. Okay? So now, look, we made a little soda lamp. Whee! I don't know how decorative it is. Okay? So there's our soda lamp. And then we're going to have water in here. And what's going to happen is capillary action. Sorry, there's a little glare. I'm trying to show you guys without the glare. Too many lights downstairs. What's going to happen is that string or my yarn is going to grab or adhere to those water molecules, and those water molecules are going to defy gravity. They're going to pull themselves up, and they're going to water our soil, which waters our plants. Okay? So we're going to leave this like this. Now, if you guys have your soil, I had this stuff in my garage. If you just happen to go outside before it snowed, if not, you guys can do this probably tomorrow because all the snow is going to be melted away. Oh no, too much duct tape. That's silly, there's never too much duct tape. This is just really old duct tape. Okay, I'm going to take some soil. Maybe not. Is it open? I think it's open. Whew, there we go. Probably about 2 handfuls. Or in my case, 1 scoop. Ooh. Is that enough? Do you guys think a seed would grow? Maybe? How about 1 more scoop? We'll do 2 scoops. 2 scoops? That should be enough. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go big. Oh, 1 more scoop. 1 more scoop. Getting dirt everywhere and I like it. So. It's just that simple. So we have water, soil. That water is going to pull up into the soil. It's going to make the soil moist. It's going to give water. And believe it or not, this is how trees work. So trees take roots, and through capillary action, that water keeps going up and up and up and up. And that's how the very tip of the tree gets the water that the water took from the ground. Don't spill the dirt on the computer. Okay? Now, if you guys have seeds, and I was lucky enough that I have some of my favorite seeds. I have some marigolds. You have some seeds. You're going to hopefully be able to open up the seeds. Don't use scissors. Boop. And because they're marigolds, I'm going to have, let's do 2 little seeds. That should be enough. Oh no, it closed again. Seeds are hard sometimes. Now I love marigold seeds because if you look at marigold seeds, and I'll hold on up to the camera, they kind of look like little teeny porcupine quills. Won't focus. So you're just going to take it, and I usually go to about the first knuckle. Just dig a little teeny round hole, and bloop, just plop in those marigold seeds. I think I got 2 in there. Cover them up a little bit. Take a little bit of water. Sprinkle the water. Put some water in here. And as long as you have water down here in your base, your marigolds should stay wet and they should grow in probably 2 to 3 weeks, especially because it's so warm and sunny. Put it in a window and let it go. So there you go, guys. Self-watering potted plant with capillary action. And you can make a whole bunch of these, start all your vegetables for this spring and summer, and then just recycle your plants. Awesome. I hope you guys learned something. If you have questions or comments, please leave them. Make sure you look at the Maine State Library webpage if you have any questions or suggestions or things that you just really want me to try and do on the cheap. Let me know and we'll see if we can do it. Awesome. Thanks for coming, guys. And have a great day. Bye.